Hello and welcome back to the channel, and in this video what we're going to be looking at doing is we've got the MX5 parts that have arrived. So we've actually ordered a load of parts from Mazda. I'll go through those with you in a second when we're out by the car. So yeah, we'll see how far we get on, see if we have any fitment issues, and hopefully we'll come across no other issues that we've not identified so far from the crash damage when we're looking to fit up things like the front end. But yeah, other than that, I'll go through with the parts with you in just a minute when we're out by the car. Right, so with the Mazda parts, some of these we actually ended up finding that it's cheaper to go brand new than it was to get second hand. So we had the brand new bonnet here, which is the biggest sort of piece that we ended up getting from Mazda, new. About 350, 370, something like that I think it was, with a VAT, and it's about 300. And then obviously we have to mess about with trying to collect it if we was to get one second hand, and you've got the potential of any damage as well there, so definitely a better option. This little front crash bar section which sits underneath the sort of red foam one, so we'll bolt that on today. That again, cheaper to go direct. These little crash cans, definitely a lot better deal if you go direct with Mazda. I think they're about 20 quid. You got people trying to sell rusty ones on eBay for 50 quid. So yeah, don't do that. Go get them from Mazda. Crash sensor at the front, again, just something is about the same price as second hand. So something that was just not worth the risk of getting one that wasn't new. And then a bit of plastic as well that had broken in the accident on ours. And again, I think it was 50 quid for one of these second hand, and about 35 for a brand new one, so no brainer again. We have found that on a few pits, so always worth checking with the manufacturer and doing about like a parts comparisons, because people do get a bit carried away with second hand parts, especially for something like this MX5, which is the ND version, and realistically this has been out since I think 2015 or something like that, in essentially the same shape. They might change the front bumper slightly, but that's about it. So all your bits behind that are virtually the same, so there's no reason to be paying extortionate prices. Those bits and bobs. But yeah, today what the plan is get the front end on. So getting all this front end section bolted back on. Bumper's not going to go back on today. We will put the new bonnet on there, just so it's kind of out the way really, more than anything. And then it'll be a case of everything behind the front bumper bolted in, hopefully everything plugged in. We'll probably look at getting the headlights in, maybe, and then also we'll decide what else we need in terms of parts. I think there is another bit of plastic that we might need, so it's just a case of getting the numbers off that, and checking prices with Mazda again on that. I think we've got the front grille we still need, and then we should be all good to go. So it's basically going to be a case of getting all them bits, come back to it again probably next week or the week after, bolt them on, and it's virtually ready, other than the back wing that Cal's going to work his magic on. It's virtually going to be ready then for us to just crack on, get everything ready for paint really, and then it's a complete car again. Okay, so the plan was initially to just get any of the parts fitted that sit behind the actual front bumper itself, so that lower crash bar, getting that fitted up, and then also swapping out and fitting the airbag sensor in there as well. And while we're in there, and while we've got a chance, because this front bumper hopefully will never be off this car again, and this car hopefully won't ever be in this state again, really wanted to just make sure it's giving everything a real good clean, making it as pristine as it should be. This is pretty much a brand new car with being so low mileage, so wanted it to look like that, even if no one's ever going to actually see this other than me and you guys on this video. And then moving on to the bonnet itself, so taking off the sound deadening, moving back to the hinges and looking to unbolt them. Once it's unbolted from the hinges, we can pull this off, put it to one side. It's basically scrap metal to us now. And with the hinges as well, with those, when the Desher and Crass explosives go on these cars, not only do they kink the bonnet itself, essentially scrapping the bonnet, they also end up breaking the hinges. And what we actually found was, when I ordered a set of second-hand hinges, they were basically in the same state as the ones that we took off. So unfortunately, had to reorder some brand new from Mazda. Not them painted, but yeah, just something to bear in mind. It's probably not worth buying second-hand hinges for these types of cars because they most likely have coming off fresh damaged cars and will have some form of damage on them, which means you're basically just wasting your time. So yeah, I'd be a big advocate for just getting new if you get going for bonnet hinges, and obviously if you've had any damage to the bonnet on the front end, it's a good idea to get new hinges anyway to make sure all your bodywork lines up, and that will give you the best idea as to whether there's actually any extra damage that you've not seen when you're building it back up, which could actually throw you out completely. If it is down to hinges, you might be looking for something that isn't actually there. So definitely a benefit to make sure that you get those swapped out and you know everything's right then. Finally, the front end, and going back to the headlights, we'll fit in these just so we can get alignment with the bonnet. So when we do close that up, we've got another point of reference. Unpacking the pedestrian explosive devices, now ready for bolting those up, and yeah, as you can see, they're extremely well packaged for the reasons that if they do go off, they could cause some damage. This is just a like-for-like change, so as easy as basically unplugging, unbolting the old ones, and bolting these back in position and plugging them back in. So this was something that was unforeseen for me and didn't really do much due diligence on this before purchasing the car in terms of costings for these. But yeah, as I've already said in other videos, do make sure you do cost for these because these aren't cheap. You can't get them cheap second hand. As you can see here, I actually bought brand new, and these actually came in at just under £450 for the pair, and that was the cheaper option for me from MX5 parts.co.uk. Yeah, there's no cheap way to basically get these swapped out. Just thought I'd get the headlight out for the MX5 and once again, so as you can see here, if you actually look at the numbers on these, on the front, on the glass it's the same, but on the actual backs completely different. So I've got N315 51030, that's the one we want, and the one I've ended up and bloody bought is N244 51030. Differences, by the looks of it, are basically connections there in the bottom end. See, it's a bigger one on the right hand side, and also slightly different position for this bit here. So another one there, and definitely try and look at making sure I double check and then check again in terms of the model numbers on these. So yeah, really frustrating, as you'd have seen in the Jag videos if you watched any of them. I did do the same with the Jag, got the part number wrong, rushed in, bought the wrong thing, and yeah, I've obviously not learned my lesson yet, and another expensive mistake. But fortunately with these, can sell them on, and I have actually already ordered the correct part, so we'll be getting that fitted next time. But we just can't plug and test this light out and test any of the wiring until we have got that now. But anyway, moving on to the wing mirrors. So this was damaged during the crash as well. So what we're looking to do is get to the fixings, which are actually behind the door card. So stripping the door so we can access those. And then once we can unplug it and unbolt it, we'll then be able to pull it out. Carl's going to take it away because there's actually a little bit damage to the plastic moulding on this. So rather than us buying a new actual wing mirror, Carl's going to look at reshaping that, and he'll hopefully get that back to us for when we come to build the car up. Other than that, the glass has gone, so we will be obviously fitting new heated glass on there, and the cap as well was scratched and broken, so it'll be a replacement cap which I've got and bought already in the same colour. Again, bought these from MX5 parts.co.uk, and again, these were things that came in actually around the same price as second-hand ones would be, especially with mirror cap as well, which not only were we getting for a similar price, but it's already sprayed the right colour, so we're not then having to pay for it to be resprayed on top of that. And that was the works for the day done for me and Carl. I just wanted to give the car a good clean down here. We've not actually cleaned that since we got it from Copart, so it was long overdue, a bit of TLC, and it was nice to see it all cleaned up and see how good that paintwork came up. Really nice colour, this soul red. Unfortunately, we didn't get everything done that we actually set out to do, but we've got a good chunk there done, and we've got a few more parts now to buy. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it if you could hit that like and subscribe to the channel. The car itself is actually finished now. It is advertised for sale as well, so if you are interested, have a look on Auto Trader. I'll put the link in the description below. And also, if you just want to get a sneak peek at the finished article of the car, feel free to go and have a quick nosy at that advert. The next upload of do will be the car coming to the point of being finished. So we'll get that back arch sorted out, or Carl will work his magic and get that fixed, and then it's us taking to be resprayed and then also receiving it. So there'll be big changes in the next video, and you'll see the car in its finished state. But until then, take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.